It's quite hard to believe, but it is the final day of World Watercolour Month. So for day 31, the prompt is favourite colours. Well, that's a bit of a tricky one for me because my favourite colour is actually white, and we don't really paint with white in watercolour. My other favourite colour is purple, and I have lots of purples, and so I definitely wanted to paint something that included that. But to be honest, I have so many favourites in my paint box that I really wanted to choose something to paint that could include quite a lot of colours. So as you can see by now, I've gone for a wall of window boxes, and I'm imagining a very sun-filled wall, one with quite a rough texture. So I have thought of my light sources coming from that right hand side, and I've put my favourite lavender paint in the middle there with a darker purple on the left and a little bit of lemon yellow because it gives me that sunny feeling on the right hand side. And then I'm going to do the flowers first, very loosely as I always do, again trying to think about that light source. So on the right hand side I'm trying to keep the colours the lighter versions, and then on the left hand side I'll let them get a bit darker. And I like to keep moving around the painting as I go because it's giving things a chance to dry and settle, which means the paint will behave slightly differently as the paint dries compared to dropping in more colours when it is still totally wet. And I'm putting in the window frames there, again trying to stick to my lighter bluey purples and then my darker purples to give the idea of the light coming in from that right hand side. And I don't want anything too perfect, as you might have noticed. I like things to be a little bit loose and messy. And when you paint the glass of window panes, you're not really painting the glass at all. You're painting the lights and shadows, the sort of reflections of some of the colours. So I'm trying to incorporate some of the colours from the flowers in there and some of the blues, because as soon as we put in a little touch of blue, it does tend to read a little bit as glass. So I'm putting the light blue and a deep indigo colour in there as well to give the impression of the glass. And if it's a very sunny day, which was my sort of idea for this, then one thing that you will have is a lot of shadow. So I'm putting in those shadows on the underneath of the flower boxes where I'm imagining those flowers falling over the edges. And at about this point I'm wondering if I did in fact go a little bit too dark on the glass. But when you're trying to paint things light, often the only way to achieve that is to make sure you've got a really good contrast. So I'm not sure if I actually managed both of those, but it was certainly a fun painting. As you know, shadows are about my absolute favourite thing to paint, and this painting certainly includes my favourite colours. Hope they're yours too. Thank you for watching. See you next time.